Okay, I'm going to throw my screen back up on here then and take us through one of the other new tools that is available with Quizizz. And this is the one I'm most excited about. And it's the flashcard tool. As a teacher, I remember first getting like Quizlet and being able to create flashcards and share those all out with my students. But to perhaps their detriment, Quizlet didn't decide to comply with Minnesota student data privacy laws. And so, as such, is not a tool that we can recommend for high school age or younger students to use. And so, to see the flashcard tool come along here as part of Quizizz is one I'm really excited for. So I went to and found it under the create button, like where David showed us with beginning his lesson. And I went and opened up excuse me, the flashcard tool. And once you get in here, you have some different options. One of them is you can copy and paste definitions and terms together. So I'm thinking like doing this as like a vocabulary type situation where you've got a book perhaps that you're reading like The Outsiders, and you want to quiz students or you want them to be able to have some practice with their vocab terms. And so you can copy and paste those terms and definitions straight from whatever source you have them. If you have them in a document, like in your Google Drive, you can import them from Google Drive and bring them in there. You can also enter in the name of a topic, like if I'm going to do something on the outsiders, I'm going to type that in and ask it to just create some flashcards for me, maybe 10 of them. And we're going to do this under perhaps, what do we want to put this under? Is it really any of those? Oh, English. It's there. You just got to pay attention. And Outsiders, probably about 8th or 9th grade or so. And it's going to put some together that focuses on different areas, maybe character analysis or theme or whatever you want it to do. If you had an article from the web, you could put that in there and it's going to generate your vocab from those different places as well, or your flashcards. I'm going to choose to do from some text that I'm going to paste in. I've got some vocab terms here that come from the first 3 chapters of the book, The Outsiders. And I'm just going to copy that right from my spreadsheet here and drop them into Quizlet. And don't worry about how it looks, or not Quizlet. I'm going to drop them into Quizizz and don't care about how it looks. I'm just going to click Generate Flashcards. And so now it's working to create those cards based upon the terms and the definitions that I put in there. And just like you could do with some of the other ones as well, you can add certain features to it, like adding an image. If you were under the paid plan, you could record your voice saying the term and the definition, which definitely helps some students as well. I can take and I can edit the definitions from those cards, or if I wanted to make it a different form of the word, I can definitely do that as well. So you get some great features there in just creating these flashcards here to begin with. And so here I've got 15 of them. That it created, and I'm ready to check out what they're going to look like first from the student point of view, right? So I'm going to go and I'm going to click on the preview button, and it's going to show me here, okay, there's the term. So I would say that term to myself, an asset. And so what is an asset? And I can try to guess what it is. And maybe it's like something of value that you have or you own or that you use. And then I'm going to click flip and I'm going to read the definition for it. It's a useful or valuable quality. I said a thing. So I would say, okay, well, that looks pretty good. I'm going to say that I understand that and I'm ready to move on. So that just gives you a preview of what it looks like. But I think it's also helpful here to take a look. No, I'll get back to that. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. And so once I have the flashcards the way that I want them, I'm ready to publish them. And it's going to create this as a flashcard activity that I can then send out to my students. So I have different ways to send them out to my students. One of the ways that I can do that is to share it with my students and copy the link and give them the link to then paste into their browser. Maybe I could send it out in an LMS and give it to them. They then go using the link and they can open up a new tab in their browser, paste that link in, and it's going to take them to the place where you've got to put your name in first. So I'm just gonna maybe not put my last name in there. I'll just go Jeremy M, right? I can choose to have it play music while I'm working on this, or I can have it turn the music off. I can also tell it that I want to have the automated voice read it aloud to me, which I'm a little torn on. I played around with that the other day, and it's kind of robotic sounding. So if that's something that's a help to students, though, you can definitely do that. I'm just going to turn it off for now, and I'm going to click start. And then as I go through and I can click on the card and say, hey, I got that right, I can click I know. And it goes on to the next term. And I can quiz myself on that term and I could say, no, I didn't get that right. And then it says I'm learning. So what it's then doing is after you go through the whole cycle, it's going to bring back those terms that you said you're still learning. And so then it reviews those until you get to the point where you think you've mastered it. And so you go through and you click and you open and you click until you get all the way done. Now, on the teacher side of it as well, what you're able to do is you're able to go into this particular activity and check out the reports on this one and open that up. And you can see from within here that the number of students that have begun it and whether or not they finished or whether or not they're in progress. And you're able to check on the status of all of those different students as they go through it. So that's kind of a nice feature to be able to have with that as well. The other thing here with these that I was going to show, yay, okay. So Bob here went through after you have the whole class that's done with it, and it gives you kind of a leaderboard and then as well as an overview of how the students did, and in particular, how they did on the terms overall. So it says, hey, Bob, you did a great job. Other than that, you can also, when you share out, stop this, I'm gonna go back here. And when you share out this activity to students, you could choose to also send it out to them via Google Classroom as well. So let's try that out. I'm just going to go into some flashcards here, and I'm going to have AI generate some. Actually, let's do this. Let's delete this part and come back. I'm going to just start here, and I'm going to search for a topic. And we're going to go with the outsiders. And let's say, all right, let's move on to chapters 3 through 6, right? And we're going to work on, perhaps we want some vocabulary words here again. And we want flashcards to be maybe in that 11 to 20 range. And so now it's generating these ones here. And if I like these ones and I'm ready to send them out to my students, I'm going to go through and I'm going to assign it. And one of the things that you can do if you have synced your Google Classroom is to select that Google Classroom class, click next, and go through like you would if you were going to create any assignment in Google Classroom. You know, you can call it vocab, description. If you're going to give it any sort of grading, then you need the premium feature of it. And then click the next and get started. And it's going to create that for your classroom. So if I were Bob Smith, that student, I could go in and I could see it's been assigned to me. So great features here that they have to be able to accommodate students and safely and send out flashcard opportunities for them to review the content that they're studying for.